più lontano, saranno già una quarantina di minuti in macchina. Però io a Terme è bellissima e non so male.
I don't know what the fires are. The smoke must be doing something. I wonder if it's an insecticide or something. These vines are dripping with grapes. So we're in Piedmont, Locanda del Lillone, in Piedmont, in the Langa region. And if we go down that road and turn right, we come to the town of Alba, down in the valley, and through that, a small village of Barolo. You may know that. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is famous for Barolo wine. And then if we go left from the bottom of this road down here, where that church tower is ringing out the hour, it is 10 a.m. But if we go left, we come to another UNESCO World Heritage Site called Barbaresca, which is also famous for its wines. And as you can probably see in the background there, all of these fields, the ones that are not given over to vineyards, are given over to hazel groves. They do a lot with hazelnuts here. This is the home, Alba is the home of Ferrero Rocher. There's a fig tree with ripening figs. They also grow polenta. And various foodstuffs. Everyone's garden is laden with fruit and vegetables. And just look at the grapes that are growing here. It's dripping. And the view is incredible. It's hazy today, but it's beautiful nonetheless. So finally, a Scotsman in Italy is in Italy. Let's see where this car's going. Up the hill in it. That's good. This is also famous truffle country. And every October they have a truffle festival, a white truffle festival. And a Wally Dug. this looks like it may well be the end of the line, quite literally. And these are all private houses. Yep. So, we'll turn here and take a quick look at the view. So there's a patch of forest in front of us for the truffles, but the rest of it is all vineyards. These are tremendously sized houses. Yeah. Piedmont has more Michelin-starred restaurants than anywhere else in Italy. And I concur with the 3 days we've spent here. We wandered into a restaurant last night, got the last table. Thankfully my wife had phoned ahead to reserve it. Picked it on the recommendation of a friend, but without doing any research, discovered it was also Michelin-starred. And a meal for 3 of us was not cheap at all, but it still, with a bottle of wine, came to around 250 euros, which again is not cheap. This is a kiwi. Huh. Kiwi fruit grown. But really, in consideration that some Michelin-starred are several hundreds per person, it was really quite reasonable. That said, my wife said that the pasta she had at lunchtime in a little street-side cafe in Alba, every bit as good. So you don't need to get fancy Dan to find good food in Piedmont. Hopefully show you more of Barbaresca as we're heading there for lunch today before we go back to Bergamo this evening in Lombardy, and I fly back to sunny Edinburgh tomorrow morning while my wife jets off to London for some business and I get back to normal being a Scotsman in Italy in Scotland. We shall be back though. We shall very definitely be back in Piedmont late in the year to discover what winter here is like and can we live here. At the moment we've had 30 degrees of heat every day here in mid-September. We thought we've cracked it. This is what we want, only to discover from Francesco and Maurizio, friends of ours, this is not the norm here at this time of year, and we've been very lucky and fortunate. It is usually much wetter and a lot cooler by now. Wash with insect life, pollinators everywhere. There's a car coming up the hill. Thankfully, I'm in my Be Seen red t-shirt. The roads up here in the north of Italy seem to be in better condition of what we've experienced than those further south in Tuscany, for instance. Now, the roads here are prone to snow and ice. In fact, there's signs everywhere that in the winter you must use snow chains or snow tyres. Whether it's the same as Germany and there's a law requiring you to fit snow tyres at a certain point in the year, I don't know. That plane is very loud, but I don't see it. It's very hazy today though. On a clearer day, as far as the eye can see, vineyards. And here in this area in Alba, the vineyards are very small fields, probably family owned, where they then sell the grapes to the larger wineries, whereas around Barolo, certainly, the fields were immense. Those of you from California, if you think Napa Valley, they're huge corporately owned vineyards. These are much more small, set up in almost family-sized pockets. One would imagine, and I have to research this, but one would imagine in an almost feudal system. So I bequeath it to my 3 sons, they bequeath it to their 2 offspring, and so on. And so each field becomes, over successive generations, fragmented. They're actually harvesting down there. I don't know if you can see that. The little tractor moving, and there's people picking grapes. There's more over there. Grape picking. This is September. This is harvest season. That's why these vines are so heavily laden with black, rich, ripe fruit. Little restaurant down here in the corner. Closed on a Monday, people. Just be aware. But wonderful home cooked, proper, just what you imagine as Italian meals to be. Wonderful. We do a linguine or spaghetti with black truffle and butter. It is awesome. Everything locally made or made on site. So locally sourced, sorry, or made on site. So this has been our home for the last 2 days, or our base for the last 2 days. Not a bad old place to halfway home in. Interesting, high sense and Vortus air conditioning. I'm an engineer still, so this is Madonna di Como. There you go, folks. How is that for a view? Each village with a massive church or a castello, and breaking the skyline in the distance on the ridge line. And then in between, little woodland and acres of vineyard. And the sound of tractors are all over the place at the moment as they gather in the harvest. Quite magnificent. I need to look up whether Alba is called, so Alba means white, and whether Alba, the area, is called white because of the white truffles that are found here, or because there are chalk cliffs. If you see over there in the distance on the right hand side, you can see where the landslip has gone, and there's white ground in between, also the fields themselves, in between the rows of growing vines. It's very white clay soil. So who knows? We'll look into that. Avanti to Locanda del Pelone. Restaurant and relax in charm. I got a lot of video editing to do this week. And that's where we stayed, up here in the vineyard. Rather magnificent. It must be to do with the truffles. So it's a woodland that the smoke is rising from. You know, it looks controlled fires. I don't imagine they still make charcoal here. It could be charcoal burning. That olive tree must be ancient. Wonderful.